Dear aspirants, in this video, we shall consider a not so distant hypothetical scenario where Pakistan may like to exploit the groundwork done by China in Galwan Valley. Well, we all know that the constitutional change in the status of Jammu and Kashmir on 5th August 2019 and its division into two separate union territories of Jammu Kashmir and Ladakh served as a major provocation for both China and Pakistan. Moreover, as the country went into a celebration mode, many politicians, playing up to the music of the prevailing mass rhetoric, commented that India's next bound now is POK. The exuberant Union Home Minister Amit Shah also declared in the parliament that a Sky Chin, which is under Chinese occupation presently, is a part of Union Territory of Ladakh. Now, this further agitated the Chinese. Meanwhile, the Indian Army, which was heavily committed in keeping the anti-national elements at bay in the Kashmir Valley, was totally taken up by surprise as the People's Liberation Army of China made multiple transgressions across North Sikkim and East Ladakh starting from May 2020. The Chinese not only occupied dominating heights in the Galwan Valley, but also audaciously erected concrete structures to fortify their positions. China has now unabashedly claimed its right over the complete Galwan Valley and has been progressively building up troops, infrastructure and war machinery in that area. Considering the quantum of troops which are built up in East Ladakh, it appears that Chinese actually mean business in this area. So, do the recent developments in East Ladakh suggest that India could be facing an imminent threat of a localized two-front military operation by China and Pakistan? In order to comprehend the likely intent of our two adversaries, it is important to first understand the strategic significance of Siachen Glacier. Well, the Siachen Glacier is a triangular piece of ground that lies between two spurs of Karakoram Range. The glacier is around 78 km long, and the major passes held by by the Indian troops on the Tseldora Ridge are Sia La and Bila Fonda La. The Tseldora Ridge defines the western boundary of the glacier, where Indian and Pakistani troops face each other along the LOC and is called Subsector West. The Sessa Ridge is the glacier's eastern boundary and is called Subsector North. It is directly south of the Karakoram Pass, adjacent to the LAC with China. Now, the strategic significance of the glacier is that it lies south of the great watershed that separates Central Asia from Indian subcontinent, and also it creates a wedge between Pakistan and China in this region. The Tseldora Ridge of Siachen Glacier prevents the geographical and military linkage between POK and China. Now, the glacier's melting waters are the main source that feed the Nubra River, which falls into the Shyok. The Shyok River in turn joins the Indus River, which is highly crucial for both India and Pakistan as a water source. Now, the Tseldora Ridge overlooks Gilgit-Baltistan in POK to its west and has to be crossed over by anyone seeking access from Skardu in Gilgit-Baltistan area through the Karakoram Pass to enter Tibet. Furthermore, the peak located east of Siachen overlooks the eastern areas of Sky Chin, which is, we all know, the disputed area held by China. Therefore, Pakistani occupation of Siachen would be a serious threat to Ladakh from the north, in conjunction with Chinese location in Sky Chin, providing these countries with a tactical advantage over India. Now, let's understand the significance of Galwan Valley. China over the years has slowly been salami slicing, as the term is being used these days, its way towards the Sichuan Glacier's eastern limit, that is the Tseldora Ridge, also called the subsector north. The maintenance of subsector north is extremely difficult for India because of inadequate infrastructure and hostile weather conditions that prevail. However, China on its side has road network which is well developed right up to the LAC, and hence subsector north is highly vulnerable to the ingress by PLA. Immediately to the north of subsector north is the Karakoram Pass, which is the shortest approach from Leh in Ladakh to Chinese occupied Tibetan Autonomous Region. Now PLA has a road from its garrison having a combined arms battalion near the Karakoram Pass right up to the post on the pass itself. Now this area has been flooded with troops by Chinese in the recent times, we all know of that. India has also constructed a 224-kilometer long Tobruk Shayok Daulat Beg Oldie road and an airstrip at Daulat Beg Oldie to serve the troops which are deployed in subsector north. However, during the summer months, that is from May to October, this route was not available for movement of troops, as the Shayok River used to get flooded because of melting glacier. The route from Tobruk to Daulat Beg Oldie has now become all-weather and usable throughout the year after a 430-meter long bridge across the Shayok River was inaugurated by Indian Defence Minister on 21st October 2019. The bridge has reduced the movement time to subsector north by almost half. Hence, the ongoing violent standoff between Indian troops and PLA in the Galwan Valley and the occupation of dominating heights by PLA to prevent movement of Indian troops and reinforcements to subsector north can now be clearly seen in perspective. Now, let us envisage the dimensions of a two-front operation by China and Pakistan. Now, the strategic objective of such a two-front operation could be to provide depth to the China-Pakistan economic corridor and a skychain, as also to establish a geographical linkage between POK and China by capturing Sichuan Glacier and Galwan Valley. The political objective will be to weaken the hold of India over J&K and also draw the attention of world community towards a possible escalation to a full-scale war over the Kashmir issue between these two nuclear nations. Lastly, the operation also forecloses India's offensive options in the area. China, in all probability, will play the role of a facilitator and may not employ its military strength unless attacked by India during an operation like this. However, Pakistan Army is likely to launch an offensive with the tacit support of PLA to capture positions on Tseldora Ridge and the Sichuan Glacier. The support provided by PLA could include interdiction of logistics and reinforcements during the operation from subsector north, as also activate the complete LAC including northeast and to restrict India from creating reserves. Considering what we have just discussed, China seems to have set the stage for military exploitation by Pakistan by covering the eastern flank of their operation by sitting in the Galwan Valley, as also tied down Indian troops by creating mischief in Nepal and activated the LAC along Sikkim and Arunachal. Considering the fact that COVID pandemic has hit all countries quite severely, and especially Pakistan's dire economic state will preclude any such misadventure by this rogue nation at this stage. However, A rogue nation and a deceitful dragon can never be trusted, and India must remain ever vigilant with respect to all developments in our neighborhood. I hope you liked the video. Thank you so much.